Thank you for your excellent talk this morning. And when you meditate in the meditation hall, do you even wish it was perfectly quiet? That is to say, no traffic noise? I didn't notice the traffic noise. I just meditate. Maybe I'm so used to it. I don't feel that the traffic noise, disturbed me. And even if it has, maybe it's habitually happened in me that I allowed it to flow out from it comes in my left ears, it flows out from my right ears. It just come and gone. The traffic noise, the honking, honk, 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 it just come in and gone. I habitually don't attach to this kind of traffic noise. But on the other hand, when I continue to ponder on it, if I am meditating here, or if I'm not meditating in here, if I'm just anywhere in the temple and somebody say, "You're a stupid guy," that noise attack me, I certainly may or may not respond. Why do you call me stupid? What happened? Who are you? I don't know you. I start to defend myself. I start to be, some people may be infuriated because somebody scolded you without reason. So it depends on what kind of consciousness arises that attached to it. If that noise consciousness is created because of the noise, even if maybe I haven't got that consciousness created, even if I have, this is a honking, I'll just let it go because I don't attach to it. But you may attach to it. I don't like this noise. Can they build the meditation hall in a quieter place than this? It's the wrong design. It shouldn't be close to the road. It should be in the forest. You make all kinds of internal commentation. Everybody has an internal commentator since birth. You have been putting up that commentary with tainted eyeglasses. You look at things differently. So, you asked me, I said, I didn't realize that there's traffic noise. Do you even wish it was perfectly quiet? Well, practically, it does not matter how I wish, it's been built like that. So how do you wish? But spiritually, I must confront all kinds of situations, right, in life. Nothing is perfect. Life is imperfect. If you're looking for perfection in life, this is not the place for you. You should be born in a place where there's no imperfection. Life is imperfect. You're looking for perfection in an imperfect world. Nowhere you can find it. Even if it's quiet, say if you're put in the middle of a forest where there's nothing, not even a mosquito fly, nothing like that, you think you'll be quiet? You start to think that, this place is too quiet. I'm not used to this quiet too. And even if you say, I like the quiet too, and then suddenly a thought arises in you. Yesterday my wife said something I don't like. There must be something that she was insinuating on. I don't like it. You start to recall from your past and put it on the present meditation stool, on the grass, and think about it. Where would I go after this meditation? Suddenly I have a feeling of anxiety. I have a feeling of depression. All these things swell up in you, even though you are in a quiet environment. You are in an absolutely quiet environment, but you are creating a lot of disturbances for yourself internally. It's the internal that counts, not the external. But most people are affected by externalities. They can't get away with externalities. And I have a student in Hong Kong. He took the 5 precepts 3 years ago. Abstain from killing, abstain from lying, abstain from sexual misconduct, abstain from stealing, abstain from intoxication. So the 5 precepts. And lately when I saw him, I said, somehow I felt that he was sitting just in front of me drinking tea, and I felt that his energy was not that good. Sometimes it's just as intuition. I don't know if you call it an aura or not. I just feel that his energy was not that good. His brightness was a little bit gone, and not as comparable as before. And then later I find out that he had been to casinos because he used to like gambling. And then we said, why do you go to the casino now? You have taken the 5 precepts. You should be abstained from being greedy, you know. And why do you want to go to the casino? He said, no, I just go there to refresh myself. I just take a look. I never involved in gambling. Sometimes I just gamble 1 or 2 hands, and then I'm gone. So when he is subject to all these externalities, he would be polluted. And I know that, you know, in casino, it's not just the gambling. As a man sitting in a casino table and looking around and watching and all these, there are ladies around, you know. And these ladies are coming out to I don't know what these ladies are doing. They're striking conversations and all kinds of people in the casino. And you are subject yourself to a lot of repercussions. So, if you cannot control yourself, if you are in an atmosphere of casinos, you will get into wrongdoings. So the most important is your mind, internally. If you can build up an internal force inside of you, you can defend external forces. Build up your own fortress. Build up your own fortress. You have a moat surrounding your fortress. Is that called a moat? You know, a moat surrounding your fortress with a wide span of water. All these enemies, they're coming to attack you. They first have to cross the river. Then you realize these are enemies. All right, that's the first question. Second question, Venerable, earlier you mentioned that when a person passes away, the heat of the body and the consciousness have already leave together. My mother died in home care, care home. The care home said that we had to remove the body within 6 hours. When the funeral home personnel then removed my mother's body, her body was still warm. Would she suffer when her body was put in the fridge at the funeral home? The nurse declared my mother was dead. There was really a problem in how people treat the person who passed away, and how the sutras and how the sutras said about people passing away. Really, if someone passes away, they have to put them in a mort right away. If it is later than a number of hours, later than 3-4 hours, when they pack up the body, then maybe blood or liquid will be coming out from the body that it was difficult to pack. So hospital personnel like to pack up the body almost like as soon as possible, but not 8 hours, 7 hours or 10 hours. But then the sutras said that the body still have feelings. But if you move the body around, the body may suffer. So in sometimes in Hong Kong, in the Buddhist hospital, the Buddhist hospital have a special room for those who like to chant, or to perform immediately passing away procedures to help the dying person to be reborn in the Pure Land. They have special arrangement. But in Canada, it was like as soon as possible, it was packed and put in the basement, in a fridge. You call it the fridge, yeah. So it really may affect the person. But some people passed away. Their alive consciousness almost like leave the body. Some simultaneously, some maybe 1 hour, immediately 1 hour later, or 2 hours, 3 hours. And usually, after 8 hours, most cases they are gone from the body. So within 8 hours, that's the reason why we have to do our chanting to make sure that the dying person, the person who died, would not attach to worldly affairs. Otherwise, usually if a patient was dying, and if he or she is still attached to something that he or she hasn't resolved, he will be choking for a long time, and he couldn't breathe his last breath. Some people could be like that with oxygen for months, weeks, and it was really a suffering. And that's karma. So if someone passed away really fast and without suffering, that was like a blessing. We've seen people in the hospital who have been bedridden for years, like a vegetation. The nurse just flip to one side in order that his back will not rot. Flip to one side, and then after 3, 4 hours, flip to the other side. And every day was just a liquid dripping. And that's breakfast. Breakfast is liquid, dinner is liquid, lunch is liquid in a hospital bed. You don't think life is a suffering? Why don't you visit hospitals, nursing homes, orphanages, hospital care, section? The world is full of suffering. And there's no denying about it. But should we be pessimistic about it? Negative about it? No. The Buddha said, it is because we understand suffering that we want to be more positive in getting out from suffering. More optimistic in getting out from suffering. You have to practice how to get out from suffering. Not just mourning on it, just not waiting for the last breath to go. Don't wait. It's already late enough. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You have a body that you can learn to go to the nirvanic state. You have a body that can learn the Buddha's way to be enlightened, to get out of samsara. Why don't you use this body to do that? If you use your body to do something else, you're wasting your time. You use your body for fame, reputation, and money, and sexual misconduct, and gambling, and drinking, and all that. We are misusing our body. We've been given a good body, a normal body. You should value it. Don't wait for the body to go wrong. Then you say, oh, I'm suffering from a disease. Now I know that I should do this and do that. It's too late. You can't even talk. Am I scaring you? No. It's a fact. There are ways to get away from suffering, according to the Buddha's teaching. Many, many ways. You have to save yourself. You created your own destiny. You are the God inside of you. You are God. Buddha is pointing out that you are God. And that God in you can be turned into complete awakening. Given that you have that God in you, you don't have to look for God. The God is inside every one of us. You have been misusing your God and turn your God into a demon. Turn your demon into God. Buddha cannot turn your demon into God. If God is so godlike that he can turn your demon into God, he already have done so. Why did he have to waste time in talking about all these sutras? Because you have to go the way how to turn your God, how to turn your demon into God. Nobody else can. You yourself can. But we've been so lazy. We just wait and wait and wait till the last breath comes. And there was a lady who was on his last breath, and she couldn't pass away, choking for days, for weeks. And there was a monk who came up to her ear and said, relax, don't hang on to anything, just let go. Let go of that body. Let go of everything that you worry about. Let go of your estates. Let go of your money. Let go of your family. Even your family should be let go. Don't attach to it anymore. And keep on chanting and chanting. And then the next day, the hospital told the monk that the lady is gone. And later, his family members find out more why mom was still choking and choking for many, many months. She had keys to her deposit box. And she had all the title and the land titles, the deeds, the diamond rings, the luxuries, everything in the deposit box. And she forgot to tell her daughter where she put her key, where she put her all information. He was thinking, gee, I lost all these things. I couldn't talk now. I couldn't tell my daughter where the key is. And it's because of that she couldn't pass away, and she suffered for months. Just one thought. Abandon the thought. Let go of the body. You have no choice at that time. You have a choice when you're living. When you're dying, you have no choice. You will be pulled into where your samsara leads you to. While you have a choice, don't waste it. Don't waste your time. We shouldn't waste our time. What are you wasting our time on? Which party are you going tonight? What are you doing this evening? All right, final question. I noticed that each monk and nun wears a variety of the same colors. What does this mean, and what can I do on a daily, simplistic basis? I want to grow the love, respect, and compassion for the world. That's a good idea. Why do we our clothes dress a little differently? Because as long as it's within the same color, more or less, sometimes we have some flexibility. If it is gray, some darker gray, lighter gray, and it does not matter on the outside. If you see monks in the street wearing like the most, monks for monks, they could be fake monks. When you don't look at the surface, don't worry about the colors. They're not the outside. The outside sometimes is a camouflage for people who fake it. Don't believe in anything on the outside. Look at the inside. Look at the inside. Not every monk is a true, authentic monk, you know. Don't get cheated. If a monk is holding a bowl and asking for money, no, don't give any money out. That's not. We don't beg for money. Even in Thailand, they're not begging for money. They're begging for food. If you want to lead a life, a monastic life, first of all, you have to come to a monastery, come to a temple to be, we call it the pure layman or laywoman, because she is striving to learn to be pure. You have to be here for 3 months at least, sometimes maybe 6 months, 1 year, to live the monastic way, to see how the life is carried out. And then the monks in the temple would supervise and watch how you're doing, and you also watch whether this is a temple that you should go to, and you live in a temple with the permission, of course, of people in the temple, with the monks and nuns in the temple, that you live that way and see that you're used to it. See if that's the way that you want. A way that is always practicing the Buddha's teaching. Not just practicing it to enlighten yourself. Practice it to enlighten all others. Being a nun or a monk is not just looking at yourself. Because you have to make the 4 vows. Vows. V-O-W-S, vows. Sentient beings are countless, but we vow to enlighten them. The Buddha's methods to get enlightened is so multifaceted, but we vow to learn them. Mental afflictions are immeasurable, but we vow to eliminate them. Not just for you, for all sentient beings. So it's a mass giving. It's a mass compassion. Not just giving to yourself. Of course, you have to compassionate to yourself too. You have to compassionate to all others. If you're compassionate to all others, automatically that compassion would repercuss back. The repercussion will throw back to you. But you consider others first. To be a monk or a nun, it's not just looking at a simple life where you enjoy the quietude, you think the solitude. It's to give out your compassion. By giving out the complete, altruistic, unconditional compassion, you attain nirvana. There's so many ways to attain nirvana, awakening. By giving the most perfect giving, actually you're arriving at nirvana. By tolerance at the most tolerance level, you arrive at nirvana. There's so many ways to get to nirvana, but you have to learn it. You must have a mission of compassion, giving, not just receiving. So there's so much to learn in the monastic life. So much to learn. But you must be willing to go through the 6 paramitas. You must learn the 6 paramitas to lead a monastic life. One of these 6 paramitas, the first and the foremost is compassionate giving. The second one, morality. You must observe all the precepts of a monk or a nun or a layman. All the precepts. The monks have 250 precepts to conform to. The nuns have 348 precepts to conform to. The ordinary laymen and lay people will have 8 precepts, 5 precepts to conform to obey, to observe. So the second one is morality, observance of precepts. Abstain from bad deeds and only do good deeds. The third one, endurance or a tolerance. You have to put up a high level of tolerance. Tolerance not only physically, but also in the mind. Because when you interact with the Sangha members, everybody have different personalities. Some people, we are still practicing. It's not just a monk or a nun is a perfect person with all pure senses. No, they're still learning. They are just concentrating in the learning. And you could be concentrating in money making, raising a family, doing your job, going to casino. You are concentrating in temporal affairs. Temporal affairs that lead you to go into what? Not enlightenment, not enlightening. But we gear all our efforts in enlightenment. We don't want to waste time. We gear all our efforts in enlightenment. And fortunately, we have been given the means to do it because people donate to us. There are people who like to donate to people who concentrate in monastic life. So they give all these means for us to eat, to have a place to live. So if people are compassionate in giving us, all these means to live, we value them. We must practice. More than just practice, we have to learn how to give it out. Every lunch we are receiving, we contemplate 5 contemplations as in there. How to be better, how to do a better job. So there is compassionate giving, observations of Vinayas or the precepts, third, endurances, Fourth, diligence. A monk or a nun is a hard worker. Don't think that every day you're meditating is so peaceful, you're in that meditation hall, it's so peaceful, nobody disturbs you. Being a monk or a nun, we really work. We really have to concentrate in working and learning. It's a 7-day week. I've been working 7 days per week for 38 years. Imagine, you got 2 days off. we don't have any day off, you know. We plan to reform. We want to have a day off every 2 weeks. So we don't have any day off, but we're happy with it. We like it. But for some beginners, they may not be used to it, and we'd like to give them a cushion. So we work every day, and we feel happy giving out. You know, every day we work, we give out. We think of giving a missionary function out to the world. And then meditation, concentration of vipassana. And then wisdom. We are building our wisdom to get to that nirvanic state, that Buddhahood, that anuttara samya sambuddhi, that suchness, trueness. We don't know what it is, but it's awakening. There's so many terms for it. There's so many terms for it. We just call it spirituality or awakening. So there's so many things to learn, but you're not learning temporal affairs anymore. Not on how to get a dating, how to get married, how to give birth to babies, how to look after the babies, how to be a nanny, how to be a good worker, how to make more money, how to get involved in business, how to think and grow rich. You that book, you know that book? Think and Grow Rich. How to do that. We're not doing that anymore. We want to think and grow rich on spirituality and expound this method, what the Buddha taught about, to the whole world. We have a mission to give. If you really have that mission in mind, our group is a group that you should join. Not a group of making money. So you want to register as a nun or a monk? Well, we have a person in here who would like to get your name down. So you can start to be a pure lady first in here. You want to be a pure lady? There's so many rules in here to be a pure lady.